Hello, hello, it's Wild once again with more games off my Steam list. But it's not actually my games, it's art! Aha! See, I'm used to saying one thing, but it's actually another. Yeah, so we're doing more art. We're doing more of the same. Let me lower this a bit. Okay, so today's day 19 of 30. So we're actually about 2/3 in if we finish today, which I imagine if I'm here streaming right now, that's definitely going to happen. So yeah. So let's get Krita up and running. I generally have this set up earlier, but sometimes it messes up, doesn't like to show up. And then I have to fix it in post. That is to say, fix it while I'm working. But I hope everyone's doing alright. Thank you for the lurk earlier show, and congrats on getting your 166th egg there, Idiot Box. Seems like you're gonna be cooking a giant omelet for all of us at some point. I don't know why Krita isn't opening. Or, well, I mean, it is open, but it just doesn't show. Krita, please. There you go. Thank you very much. And now, to the corner. Though I always do the accidental button. And this one. Okay. So, we're gonna do. We'll do some short amount of figures. Not too much. And then we'll move on to figures, and after figures then we'll do a period of do whatever we want. And let's open what we need. We gotta open our stuff because we are not prepared. That's not the right page. That's not the right page at all. And here we show the mini capture, so that way you get to see that. Alright, so we're gonna do 20 minutes of 10-minute shapes. So we're gonna do shapes very, very fast. We're gonna do interlaced, so that means to say that we're gonna do first shape, and then as soon as the shape is done, we gotta switch to so we gotta switch to negative space. And that's what we'll do. So we can do this one for the shape. Border may be a bit too thick. Let's make it 100. And negative space. Make both 100. That way, in negative space with 100. That would be like what would we do if we were trying to do negative? And this is what we do if it's positive. We just draw the inside. Okay. Also, because we haven't done it in a while, I'm gonna make the fill layer. Make it like a paper canvas, I guess. We'll put 2 just in case we run out of space. Put this into multiply. And pick a yellow color. Unlock it. About 20 to 30 is fine. That makes it basically look. That makes it look a little bit like a canvas to some degree, I guess. Okay. Change the color back to black. Right, we can't do that with the bucket tool. So, I'm ready to start. We'll have 2 canvases just in case. I feel like 20 will probably require 2, but we'll see how we do. If anybody wants to join, this is the best time to do so. We will start drawing in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, right, I forgot. This is not single shapes. I cannot undo. Or, gotta remember, no undo allowed. Okay, now we add details. No undo allowed. Wanted to undo again, but not do that. I'm allowed to erase. Not allowed to undo. Not for this exercise. Okay, now we switch back. We do the coffee cup. Bit of a shape, then it goes straight down. Cannot undo, must erase. This is not a digital drawing we're trying to emulate. Back to drawing regular shapes. Okay. Circle. You. Can't do that. Erase that, but I shouldn't. Really want to redo this area. Luckily we got an easy one for doing the back end, or doing the sort of negative space. Basically just a ball. And it has a bit of a curve here. Let's do a little shading. Now we need to draw a hammer. Hammer's a little different than the other hammers I've drawn. Guess that's the best we can do. Negative shapes. Okay, we're definitely gonna need a third canvas. I feel like I'm only gonna fit 3 at best. Gonna have to cheat. Press E. We ran out of space for. Oh, wait, can't do that. Not a detailed one. One minute just doesn't feel like it's enough time. Negative drawing. Oh my god, I did that so big. Didn't think it was that big of a vase, but it was. See, I did it in 2 different ones. Got shape. Yeah, the angle of this is not right. They're definitely a little harder this time around than when I did it last time, but oh well. Negative space. That one's really rough. Got some peaches. Peach did not come out right. Oh my god, you want me to do that in... Okay. Guess we're doing that in dark shape. Dark mode. Why was I run out of space? Because it's like... I'm not very good at the scaling thing. That's not very good, but okay. Has not given me a single one shape yet, I don't think. Actually, I guess it gave me the lemon. So far, the lemon is the only thing it's given me. Back to dark. Again, it's every time. Do one of these. Too big. Well, I don't even have time to finish it. Now give me a simple one. That's because that's not the right tool. I have to switch it. It's too thick. It's not right. In fact, a line. Down. Goes up, goes there. So this line would meet. These lines are not parallel. Another simple one, that's nice. And we got shape. Shape. It's sort of a weird box. Sure. Now we got a ladle. That's gonna be too big for this. I'm just gonna undo that. Too big. Also, the angle's wrong. Couldn't finish that later. We got the typical shape we always get, which is this one. Oh, I'm not in the right layer. Gonna be a semicircle, go up. Then it's a cube. It's another semicircle. Or cylinder. I don't know why I call them so many circles. Square. Switch back. Up. Side. Don't need to do any of the details. Space. Any line. that's our 20 minutes of shapes. Definitely was very chaotic. Some of these shapes were not very easily doable. Not easy, not to say. Alright, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do 20 minutes of animals. Now that we've warmed up, let's do some more complex shapes. And animals have a decent amount of these shapes. We'll do 60. We'll do 5 minutes. We'll do 5 animals for 4 minutes. We will use our brush. We still cannot undo. I gotta remember that. We'll try to keep 2 animals per canvas. That's gonna be our space limitation, just to make sure that we get spacing correct. And we'll go from there. Take some water. And after this we will go to figures, and after this we'll have free period, I guess. Okay, start. Oh, it's a nice little snake. Zoom in. So okay, so let's see what we got. We got some sort of shell. Is it hatching? Line is too thick or too far in it. The bend gets taken over, but that's fine. More of a down, then bend. Then I need to draw this. Then from here, these 2 lines have to actually touch, so this is too wide, right? Or it's too thin. I think it's this line has to go further this way. Then we have another line that intersects it and catches up. Have another line here. Cut. Actually start seeing the head. Definitely gonna run out of space at this rate. We got one big eye. Got a little nostril. like this should have been. That's good. As best as we're doing this snake, which did not end up great. Also, I ran out of space, so that's already a failure. What do we got? A moth. Is it a butterfly or a moth? We got a wing. We got a body. Got a wing. It goes down. I feel like the body of this butterfly is too thick in comparison to its wing. So I have to erase this. Also not look in the right direction. Okay. That's the best this butterfly is gonna get. Face starts here. My god, I thought I'd do at least a decent face, but no, that face sucks. Why does this face suck? Whoops. Wrong one. board. Boom. That's a squirrel. Could even be you, show. It could even be you. It's kind of dark. Like eating on a peanut? I guess that's our squirrel. It's okay, I guess. I think the eye takes a lot of the bad details away from the squirrel, but right, let's tick back, and now let's do the final of our exercises, which is to do figure drawing. We will do 2 10-minute ones. A total of 2. And it has to be covered models, otherwise they'll get dinged. We will switch off the brush. No, we'll use the brush still. We're gonna practice more brush. The brush is very messy though. Something I do notice. The very they're very messy. Right. 2 10-minute sketches. Here we go. So got and then person. Slang. Not see his other leg, but I can guess that it's going down. This is a weird pose. Right, this layer. Closer to. Gotta erase this line. Let's do some of the face. Okay, and now we do accents. And the belly button. We should do the eyebrows too. Man without eyebrows always looks weird. Even if it's very thin eyebrow. Leg has some muscle. Those. Hard to put detail when it's this thick of a brush. This. Some more. Oh, I forgot to do the top of this thing. Alright, there is our 5-minute pose. There's a 10-minute pose. Move to the second one. Okay. We gotta increase the opacity for. So he's sitting. leg is this way. Going that way as well. His arm is flush. It isn't. Goes up about to his chin and his hand. Then this one also is flex forward. Actually, this one's flex to the side. Flex to the side. Goes down and not the knee. Okay. Let's try drawing this. Start with the feet. This is not right. It's a bit high. 1 minute. That's our 1 minute. I think he's a little wider. A little wide, maybe? I don't know. Hard to say. I do feel like he keeps his shape though. Okay. Well, those are our 1 hour practices. So now we got free time. For free time today, I was given more eye drawings, so I thought I'd give those a shot. And I will go ahead and make some eyes. I haven't looked at these yet, so it's gonna be weird. Whoops, I hit the mic. They're kind of realistic eyes. Oh, there's also some mouths there. Eyes. There's a face, another face, and a bunch of mouths. Okay, let's try to get these eyes. I'm gonna put this over here and just try to draw this shape, I guess. I feel like I need to zoom in for this. So, what okay. The way that they do the dye is that they do a lot of scratching. Then they do the shape of the eye. Then they do lines coming from the outside. Most of the top part is does not look like an eye to me. This size sucks. Can't seem to do this eye justice, that's for sure. At a distance? If I look at it from very far away, it does somewhat resemble an eye, but I don't know. Something about my line work is just bad. As soon as you get too close to it, really bad. We're doing this one. So they kind of did up and a bit of a turn. Then they didn't follow it. So they do an eye. It's kind of like they followed shape like that, I guess. Sure. Then they drew a circle. They drew another circle. Highlight here. The rest is fine. Let's make the highlight. Actually, I guess I should do this. Do this first. The highlight. Then accentuated the line. Then they did the eye socket. The eye socket actually follows the shape of this. Then they do lines like this. Then the eyebrow is up here, far away. No, the eyebrow is still more. Then it makes sense. Maybe? I don't know. And then they do... And then they do a tiny bit for the small one. This curve needs to follow it. Okay, cut this one. Don't actually need the line to go all the way through. Point the eyelash forms the eye. Highlight the eye a bit, but all in continuous line. Then finally do the curve. I mean, that is an eye. That definitely does feel closer to the eye shape, form. I think a lot of the issue that I had was pencil pressure, I guess. Let's do some more. Do this one. So this one is interesting because the curved line of the eye keeps going into what appears to be a wrinkle. Also a complete eye. Okay. Then a lot of very dark eye. I think it's done with this shading in mind then. It'd probably be better to use the other one. Okay. Then uses very much thick line. Maybe repetition lines, maybe? Looks like it's... okay, so the biggest problem is that this doesn't actually go there. Actually goes up, then goes down. Then this takes an entire dive down, but never finishes it. Kind of stops. Don't think I'm doing this one justice. This one doesn't have eyelashes, as far as I can tell. Mostly just old. From a distance, does look like an eye. Not sure about the curve at the end though. Let's make another eye. How am I doing this shape? I do like that and then switch around. It's a big eye. Too big. The curious thing about this eye, that it kind of does. The rest of the eye is still pretty dark. Okay. And then I have to continue this line downward. This becomes basically an eyebrow. Or eyelash. Well, this line kind of just disappears. Here we gotta actually thin this out. Then we gotta fix this. A bigger curve. Then want to make a thin line to act as sort of eye socket. And we ran out of space, so we actually have to move. I already did this eye. And up here, I have a very thin eyebrow. Don't know about that eye. It looks kind of flat. Feels like this is a straight line at a distance. Not sure why. Alright, let's move to a different... let's move to a different eye, I guess. To a half-closed eye. Got that. There's a lot of eyelashes here. Oh yeah, we should probably close this mini capture at the side. We don't need that anymore. Keep forgetting to close that over time. Hello, random. How you doing? Are you enjoying this fine Wednesday? Hopefully you're doing well. Just doing some eye practice over here. As soon as we arrive, somebody else got banned. Seribot, go num num. I feel like this eye has to be more like like an S curve. Then these eyes don't seem to match, or this eyelid doesn't seem to match. Maybe like that. And then have this eyelid. I cannot chicken scratch. Keep chicken scratching. It ruins it. Ruins the effect. Yeah, can't do a curved line. It has to be a combination of a straight. Actually, I guess it's kind of like an angle, like that. And goes like. I just got a drawing tablet and I don't know how to use it. It has a calculator button. Why is there a calculator button on your tablet? That feels so weird. Mine doesn't have any buttons. The only buttons I have is on my pen. I don't know if your pen has a little button on it. Yeah, I feel like that's not right. A bit too much of an angle. Has to be like a curve. Something like that works. So how are you doing there, random? I know that apparently you have a button on that tablet, but what exactly are you focusing on today? Are you doing some drawing with that tablet of yours? I don't understand why they have it so that they split off here. The sort of eyelash kind of splits off. I have space for the eyebrow actually. I may have to move this again down, but one thing to do here is do a line. Mark the fact that that's where the eye ends, I guess. Closer to that. Maybe more circular. Something like that maybe. Overextended it, but that's fine. Can fix that. This. Then we have to shade. And then there's a little bit of thought over here. I feel like my line is too thick. Line is too highlighting too much the contour. But oh well. The Chinese brand, Vinza. It has the buttons like Control, Scroll Up, Alt E, B, Mute. I mean, that seems pretty useful, specifically if you set it up to have hotkeys and stuff like that. Doesn't seem too bad. You never know. No, you said you just got it. Did you have a drawing tablet before, or this is your first one? Select its eye so we can move it down a bit. I think the eye is huge. Eye seems huge for what it is. So I think this has to... That actually has to be closer to this shape, because it kind of curves here, so a little high. Okay, put it in. And then we'll do the eyebrows. Eyebrows are kind of around here, and then start going. Up. It's your first one? You don't know how to draw good? Well, that makes two of us. Welcome to the We Don't Draw Well Club. You can join me anytime. We have classes every day. Every day, I'm doing some little bit of drawing, and I'm trying to get better at it. Before this month, I had used a tablet before, and had never drawn in my life. Up. I don't like this shape of this eye, but... I feel like the eyebrow has to actually be moved? Or it just doesn't fit sort of shape that it's going with. Anything you're specifically focusing there, random? Anything you want to draw? Anything you want to be able to draw? Yeah. What if I say this? What if we squish this? Transform. I don't want to warp it. I guess I do have to warp it. Feels a little better, right? I feel like that feels closer to the eye. Makes more sense than what I was drawing. I can move. My first one. I'm using Paint 3D. I'm trying to learn to draw good for animations and stuff like that. Oh, well, in that case, I can give you a recommendation. If you want to use an application that basically will be professionally good for drawing, many artists will recommend it, but it may not be the one specifically everybody recommends. And you want to be able to do animations in it, Krita. Download Krita. It is free to download. It is free to try. I am using it right now. Not a sponsor. Just they're a cool app. So I'd recommend it. I'll show you. Like, they do have animation. It's kind of a bit hidden away, but they do have it. You just have to configure in this specific place. You would have to go to your new workspace, and there's an animation tab for it. And here you could basically do animations. You can see here. You can do different layers for here, and then you can basically keyframe it. You can do animation curves. It's very complex. Like, this is a very complex app that you can just get out there for free right now. Definitely much better than Paint 3D. It is a bit RAM intensive, so if you're running on something that's kind of very consuming, may not be the best. There's other things like Psy and the like, but I don't know of their animation capabilities, so that I do not know. Let's go to the workspace back again. There's our eye. That's the one I started first, and that's the one that sucks the most. Probably because I didn't care enough to imitate it, I guess. So a closed eye. That's an interesting one. Laptop is 10 years old, 10 GB of RAM. Oh, you got RAM. Yeah, if you got 16 GB of RAM, you can run Krita and you can run anything. It's probably gonna change your note. Nah, you're good. 16 GB of RAM, it's a lot for a 10-year-old thing, so you're good. I would say that basically if you want to have better capabilities, you probably want to move into 32, but 16 is still very serviceable in today's thing. Additionally, given the fact you're not gonna do heavy editing. No. Krita is not extremely high end. You can also find it online. Just give it a quick Google search. You need me to spell it for you? Here, Krita. Search for that. You'll be enjoying a better program than Paint 3D. Yeah, 16 GB is solid. The laptop is a beast, to be honest. I don't know how you consider that to be weak. What is this eye? So it is... The funny thing is about the eye that is closed is that it's like that. Then there is... Kind of goes bam. And then curve again. That's the eyebrow, not the actual eye. And this is the eye socket. And now what we do here is we add more details to it. Majority of the things that we add is basically just eyelashes, I guess. You also have to highlight it again. Is our eye highlighted? I feel like our eyelashes could be longer. Fair enough. Hopefully you enjoy your new tool, or it is one. I remember trying to play Subnautica and turn to critical levels. Well, Subnautica is very intensive in some parts of the game. Like, I think everybody experienced a bit of lag when you go to specific areas in Subnautica, even if you had a good rig, because, you know, sometimes indie titles can be a little unoptimized. I don't know about this eye. I do not know. So now we'll do this. Look at my reaching eyebrow then. And it gets into pencil shape. Seems like you're gonna have an ad in about 3 minutes, so apologize for that. Maybe the eyebrow's a little too close to the eye, in my opinion, but... Alright, so that's eyes. Let me just make 2 eyes, but this time without any sort of guidance, so I'm basically doing it blind. So it could be Oh, thank you very much for the follow there, Random. Hopefully you find what you want in such places. But I think I don't know if I asked and you answered, but what made you want to start drawing on your new tablet? You get the tablet and you're like, yes, I think I'll try drawing now. I think I'm going to be the new Picasso. Harry is having a meltdown. We're trying to figure out how it works. What is everything? Okay, so the main thing to look at once you have your program open is that you'll have different windows. The main windows you'll probably want opening is you'll want your so you'll go to your workstation over here and you'll go to window and then workspace, and you should have a preset for animation. If you have that set up, that's basically all you kind of need. You don't really need to focus on anything else. You can basically do that. Now, I'm not an animation nerd, so I don't necessarily know, like I'm not an artist when it comes to animation. I have done some basic animations on Krita before, but I don't know its specialties or anything like that. But the big thing about it is Krita is an open source place that has a lot of open plugins for animations, has a lot of tutorials, so you can easily find tutorials for this specific application as well. So the best thing I could recommend you is once you kind of look at just getting familiarized with Krita, just basically do the typical, I think the first exercise that most people do is just try to get a ball to bounce, right? You get a ball to bounce and then you're trying your best to go from there. So I would say probably do that. Now once we get here, it should start thinning. And then we need the eye socket. I feel like the eye socket would be. Then we need the eyebrows. It's not too bad, I guess. Not too bad for an eyebrow not too bad for an eye that I just made up. Let's do a very open eye now. So an open eye, a bit of a cartoony eye to some degree. We make him very thin. Welcome back from the ad break. So I was saying there, Random, in the case you didn't hear me, is that you want to go to the workshop and just basically test things out there. Do your basically first exercise on being able to use keyframes. If you've never animated before, perhaps I would recommend you look at a tutorial to do so, to basically get an idea of how to use the tools and what they do in general. I feel like this is going to be a scared eye, right? Very small pupil. Not very circular though. First time even animating. And my tablet has a skip, buttons, and an exit out of app option, and a button that opens up my music app. Again, what a weird tablet you got there, but... so my best recommendation there, random, if you're basically learning how to do animation in general, first exercise you probably want to learn, the one I learned when I was doing some basic animation, was the ball bouncing one. I don't know if you've ever seen the ball bouncing exercise when it comes to animation, but the idea is that you are going to keyframe a circle. Hello, yeah. You're gonna keyframe a circle, and that circle you're basically going to make it go up, make it go down. That's the first part of it, and the second one is make it stretch up, make it stretch down. That's the second part of it, and then once it reaches the peak and bottom, you'll make it squeeze and make it squeeze, and that's basically your bouncing ball exercise. Then after that, you can add coloring if you wanted to. You can add it, have movement up and down, like you can have it move in a sort of parabola. You start like going up, down, up, down, up, down. That's my suggestion. I'm dead. See, you discovered my sound effects. How you doing, DF, by the way? Hope you're doing well. No, I don't want the eye to have like the eyelid. I want it to be completely open. This is like a scared eye. Means the eyelid is actually right behind it. And when you are scared, this rises. So instead of being like this shape, or like this shape. I guess it's more of a, yeah, I guess it's a worried face. 5 in a row. I have 5 Twitch accounts. What? You have 5 Twitch accounts? Tag incoming. Okay, if you insist. You're okay, DF? You just woke up a little while ago? That's good to hear. Oh, well, thanks for the additional follows, I guess. Appreciate it. So I imagine you're not gonna... You just like go to people's streams and you just follow 5 times? Dedication, I swear. So it's what? Burnt Car Satsuma? And then the other one's Burnt Satsuma Electrical. This feels like bot names I've ever seen it. We need to do the eye, or the sort of can't think of the word. Eyebrows. We gotta do the eyebrows. So I kind of want to have a shape so that way I have an idea what it has to look like. Thank you very much for those pets. I feel like the general thickness of the eyebrow is in the middle of it, not the outside. The reason there are names in this account of a game called My Summer Car. I'm aware of them. Actually, the Summer Car is the one where basically you take a car all the way through to a different area. Like, it's like a Russian sort of game kind of aspect of things. So I burned the main car, got the electrical wrong. So you made an account for each time that car broke, I see. Ow. Hi. Be careful there. It hurts. I feel like I want to move that eyebrow. Luckily I can move it. Luckily, I work in digital art, so I can do things that traditional artists only wish they could. Behold, the eyebrow translocator. Alright. Alright, at a distance, they look better. As soon as I start zooming in too much on them, they look kind of bad. I mean, this one looks the worst. The more I zoom into it, it looks bad. But it is the first eye, so I was trying to figure out how to do it. Then I'm starting to slowly get the pattern. Kaboom! You got your other account. Hey, this one just says burnt Satsuma. Did you burn this one? You burnt it. Oh, wait. Wait, so you have a account called Burnt Car Satsuma. The other one is also Burnt Car Satsuma, is it not? But anyway, thanks for following with your accounts, I guess.
Oh my god!
You just want to use all those points up, huh?
I'm dead!
Ah!
Nice.
Nice. Alright. I do want to have at least an eye reference for anime as well, so cartoony style. So let me just quickly pull up anime eyes. And do we have like a reference sheet of them? There's actually a big reference sheet over here. I don't want to download the image. Can I not just have access to this image without having to make a Pinterest account? Wouldn't that be nice? Ba, 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 ba.
I'm dead!
Good job.
Good job. Okay. Let's try drawing these ones. Do you not see that one? No, I don't think you do. Here's some eye exercise. The very anime. The main difference between the anime eye and the real life eye is the shape of it, I believe. So if I take an anime eye, it's basically much elongated, I guess. Obviously there's different styles of anime eye as well, so. We only want to draw one, we don't have to draw multiple. That's all, mission successful. Thank you very much there, Random. Thank you for your support. For example, DF, you have your own eye art style that isn't necessarily an anime style. You follow a different convention as well. You created your own eye, or you followed an original eye and then basically varied from it. Because an artist can copy, but generally we end up creating our own things. Guess I'm considering myself an artist now. I don't know. Maybe I need a few more years of practice to be considered an artist. feel like go like that. A little different, I think. Do you recall what you inspired yourself to make your first eye? Or like your character's eyes? I know at this point it just comes naturally to do them, but you know what basically brought you... Oh. So an anime eye is both a lemons, like an orange peel like that, and then a circle like this. I'm gonna simplify it. So make our orange. Make our semicircle orange, I guess. I wish that you didn't do that weird shape over there. Like that. I guess it has to be closer to that one. Like that. Then we have our circle. Like that. Then have a middle. Then we have a detailing, highlighting. Feels like it just hugs the eye. And then does it again. Then it has one highlight, one massive highlight, and the rest is just shading around it. I don't know what the hell do these buttons in the tablet pen does. Sense my IP somewhere. Are you sure you got a? Are you sure you got a tab? Sorry, are you sure you got a drawing tablet and you didn't just get a regular tablet at this rate? Because the amount of things you're describing your tablet to do, as well sounds like it's either a high-end tablet of some degree or. Weird enough, scratching works for anime eye. That's two-tone. And the way that they do shading. This one is empty, and they don't have anything. This one, they do light. This one is fully. It goes down here, which is light. And the rest is basically dark. Create an eye. Then it has little eyelash. Guess that's an attempt at an eye. Can't really see much of a difference between those, but the sort of shape is the same. It doesn't really change, so. Well, I didn't do the eyebrows. I did not do the eyebrows. I don't know what the or what was for though. I missed that. I don't even color it. So what happens if I what happens if I take this eye and duplicate it? I guess I want to take the entirety of this. So we copy, paste, and then we gotta flip it. Mirror horizontal. And we have to rotate it because it was at an angle. It looks kind of bug-eye. I've created a bug-eye. Oh, I see the reason. Because anime eyes, you can't flip them. Because this technically doesn't show up there. I'm gonna put it there because it's funny. The funny looking face. Like, ooh, I'm bug-eyed. The spacing is wrong too. So if I put it like that, I guess there's nothing wrong with having the face be too close. But... Make a nose. Basically just a tiny little bit. Anime is at least one version of it. Let's do the angry one. I think that one's an interesting one. Okay, so for angry one, the angle's a little different. Let's try to do clean line rather than the mess I did earlier. We go up, we go, then it kind of ends. The eye actually goes beyond it. Maybe that's two beyond. Something like that. It's fine. Okay, so it's very narrow, I think. I think the way they do it is not circle this thing, but rather go around it. It goes like that. Like that. Then it goes down. And they do have a highlight here. Circle, highlight, then just straight up fade the hell out of this. The center will shade a little more because I think it's supposed to be. A little shading in here. Barely any. No shading at all there. Do eyelashes. Anything to note here is that they have eyelid go here. And then the main thing that tells it that it's angry is actually the shape of this. Where am I from initially? Originally? In game? Where am I from in game? That's what IG means, doesn't it? I'm from Fortnite, can't you tell? Gonna dance all over you. But I'm currently residing in Canada, if that's what you're asking. Oh. Oh, that looked like in-game. But I'm from Canada. Great land of the north. I'm gonna assume, unless the name is a misnomer, you are not from Lithuania. Okay, then we wanna shade the corner. Weird cross-hatching. I feel angry. It does feel intense. Definitely an intense eye. No nose. Okay, having the little mouth does in fact make this angry now. It's a bit of an angle. Oh yeah, I forgot the anger lines here. How's that for an angry? I know AM and PM, a bit of common rare for a European that uses military time. Nice. I mean, I'm familiar with both military. The Americans call it military time. It's just 24-hour time. That's literally what it is. But Americans call it military time for whatever reason. Thank you for the headpats. Thank you, thank you. Americans call it military time, and we just kind of go along with it because, you know, don't want to anger them. Don't want to anger the Americans. But either works. Military time, non-military time, whatever it is. So we're gonna have an ad in about a few minutes. I'm gonna finish. Oops. I'm gonna finish this and I'll probably call it here. Wait there. Because I am up my 2 hours. Again, it's weird that you can do that. Maybe I should move the eye. "9 p.m. for me, and I'm gonna go to sleep." Well, you have a good rest there, random. If I see you any other time, glad to see you. If not, well, you can probably find me around these parts from time to time. Appreciate for the follow and everything. If you ever are interested in seeing me more, do more of this kind of stuff, for all of November, you can probably find me around this time and a little bit earlier. It's generally when you'd find me. Actually, probably a little bit earlier than this, but this is when you probably find me. Here comes your ad. I feel like it's fine if I put it there. I'm just gonna rotate it. Flip. Mirror. Vertical? Horizontal. And I just have to put the eye there. Again, the eye, the thing is that both eyes should always have the highlight on the same side. Let's just try to move these a little more. Move them to the side. When they're on there. Oh. I'll do the same thing for this one. Wrong layer. There. Right layer. And then let's do the eye up there. Nope. We probably ignore the second one of that. Move this. Fine, you know what? We'll make you another one. But you know what? We'll just draw it. There's no reason not to create it. Just a semicircle anyway. Oh. Oh, there should be more. Actually, there's one detail on this. These sort of eye line. The face is a little more scrunched up too, so this should actually be here, and this should be here. There you go. At a distance, it looks okay. I think it's going to too much scrutiny, then it loses its sort of quality and effect. But let's save our project. Let's save it under our usual thing, which will be not unsorted. Oh, doodle practice. There you go. 19 doodles. Okay, there's our doodles for today. Let's just quickly do a quick review through all of the things that we've done, and then we're calling it here. So we're just gonna quickly go. Obviously, you can see my drawings of my eyes. I don't know if they're okay. Like, I feel like they work, but at the same time, I feel like they could do better. This one is the roughest one in my opinion. Then as I kind of progressed, I kind of figured out a little more of the process of the eye. Some of them more stylistic than others, I would say. Though they're not very realistic in my opinion. They're still very cartoony or kind of lacking in detail. I do like the scared one. These two are the ones that I made without any references. The rest were, the 6 others were. These were made with anime references. Let's go out of here. Here's the body poses for today. These were 2 10-minute poses. We were just trying to get the body shapes. We can also see the underlying figure model that I drew to basically match the shapes that they were trying to do. The head here got twisted a little more because that's actually what it looked like in the picture, and in the original figure it did not follow it. Here's a little squirrel. I think this one, we had 5 minutes. We had 5 minutes to do 4 animals. So here's one. Here's our butterfly. Here's our tiger. Here's our snake. And then the rest here, we had 1 minute between shapes. One shape was supposed to be drawn and the other one was supposed to be negative spaced, but sometimes the negative spaced was rough because of the amount of detail the entirety of the thing would have. And sometimes I would run out of space. That's one of the biggest problems that I had. It's like my canvas was too small for some of these and the scale that I was trying to do them at. Like, see, for example, here, a scale is all up. Wait, I think I moved this one. I think it was like this. Yeah, I accidentally must have moved this one at some point. There's another one, and then there's some more. This out of scale, or no? That one I actually did run out of space and just stopped there. Yeah, that's it for today. Leave it with the eye exercise, and let's call it a day, shall we? Let me put on my tablet, and let me go to the center of the screen. That's not the center of the screen, but hey, and we'll go to the end of the screen. Anyway, thank you very much for everybody stopped by. Thank you, Random. Thank you, Show. Thank you, DF, for your support, as usual. I'll come back at it again more tomorrow with more of the same. Though today, because it is Wednesday, I will come back also and play some Celeste. That will be in a few hours. I definitely want to, probably not be exactly the time that I generally set it, because I want to have a little bit of break, get some lunch, get some rest, R&R. Do some chores if I need to, and we'll look into it. Yeah. Hope you all had a wonderful day. Don't forget, you're cool, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye. Bye bye. Oh no, you're